This is Shannon Foster Boline.
And this is Caitlyn Blum. And we are
Fostering Blooms.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay, we want to start thinking about our garden goals for 2025.
Yeah.
Everyone has New Year's resolutions. We have garden New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
Things we want to work on.
I know.
So it's a good time to be thinking about it. January is a good time for planning.
Yeah.
Your there's some stuff to be done, although it's cold.
I know. There's a lot to be done, actually.
We always have a lot to do in the garden,
know.
though. But we love it. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Okay.
Oof. What is one of your big garden goals for 2025, Miss Shannon?
Okay. So I have been thinking about it a lot, actually. I do like to reflect on my success and failures and things that I can do better. And one of the things that I really want to get good at this year is composting. And here's what is sad about that. I have composted for a long time, but I've never been great. I'm going to be honest. I've never felt, I've nailed this and I'm getting like this juicy, amazing compost that you see all the time. Like it's that thing that I want to be really good at, but I'm just still not quite there. I do it because I think like environmentally it's important to me, but it doesn't necessarily mean I reap the benefits. Right now, where I have my compost is basically a huge pile at the edge of the woodland, and it's got soil and weeds and food scraps and leaves and all kinds of stuff.
How much sun does it get?
It doesn't really get a lot of sun, but
that's one of
your
maybe.
But that's the thing is I've listened to an entire book this year on composting by this guy who I wish I could remember his name right now. We can put it in the show notes because this book is really good. And I was like fired up. I was going to do it. And then I haven't. I need to create a 2-bin system or whatever. So that is one of the things I want to get really good at this year. Yeah. And one thing he talks about is just even one way to compost is just leave cut flowers in the garden pathway. So I've done some of that. Yeah. But I want to have a nice system where it goes from bin to bin and I can see that garden gold kind of coming out. Mm-hmm. It's just that thing I want to nail the landing, so to speak. So that's mine. So what about you? Give me one.
On the topic of compost, I have a friend, Kat, who is the owner of Green Heron Compost.
Yes.
And we are going to have her on the show later this year. And she is a compost queen and is going to come give us some tips.
I'm so excited.
And if you need some local compost, Green Heron Compost is the stinky place to go because they're willing to do what some people are not, and you get some rich gold. But that's a great one. I don't compost a lot because it all goes to my animals. And you bring even your scraps that could be going into your own compost to my goats and my chickens. So it's hard because I don't necessarily have it either. So good goals. Let's get better.
And it's so important because I do use compost. I just have to buy it. And so I use it everywhere. I know I'm still going to have to buy it. And that's why it's great to have.
We can buy it locally.
I know. And that's why it's amazing to have them. I also want to substitute and just a cycle of life too. Like I really love that. Yeah. I do. I love seeing that kind of continual thing happen. Okay, so give me one of yours.
Design this year in the garden. I really want to be intentional about the areas that I'm creating. When we moved in, it was a new space and I wanted to fill it quickly. Let me put some stuff here, put some stuff here. Oh, I just want to fill it up. Now it's time to be intentional about design, creating areas that have form, function. So I'm going to do a pastoral hillside area and want to do a dahlia and rose breeding patch up front, and in my vegetable garden, getting it more structured. I actually pulled out a lot of plants that have been there from previous owners, and I planted too, and I'm like, I don't want it here anymore. This does not serve a good purpose in this area. And so intentional about design this year.
I love that.
Is a big one for me.
And I think design is that thing where when you move into a new house, a lot of people say you should wait a year before you do anything.
So true.
And I really think in a lot of ways it is. I will say that I did our courtyard here right away because I knew exactly what I wanted. I had enough insight to be able to make it work. But I think for the most part, I'm really glad that a lot of things I wanted to do, I didn't have time or ability to do because I would have changed my mind. So I think this is well timed for you.
It is. It really is. And I have a little bit more time. Baylor can be out in the garden helping me, and I can be intentional.
It's nice to have a friend to do it with too.
Yes.
Because you get a different perspective.
Yes.
Even if it's a different style.
So. Exactly.
What's
your other one?
My next one is I've done a lot of seed starting, and that went really well this year, but I want to get really good at propagation. Mm-hmm. I've done some propagation, but not to the extent that I want to do it this year. year. And for Christmas, my lovely wife bought me a propagator. And
ooh, we're going to do a whole episode on that too.
I'm so excited.
I have so many questions.
So it actually came from an English garden podcast that I listened to. This very amazing designer, very well known, like she was talking about wanting to get one because it gives the right amount of water at the base and the right amount of like misting. And so I'm just like, I can't even, like, all the places we can go. I'm so excited.
We're going to propagate the shit out of some shit.
Yes, we are. You know what I love about propagating too is I think that when you grow plants in your own environment, that they do better too.
Oh, agree.
Because they're adjusted to it. And it's free. I mean, you have the mother plant or you have a friend who has a mother plant and then you're going to make more baby plants. And I just don't know how much better that gets.
I agree.
Free plants.
And we're going to figure it out. I mean, I killed the ones, the roses.
The roses we started, well, mine are kind of, we'll see.
We're going to figure it out. Yeah. And we're going to share how we do it.
Yeah,
but that's another
absolutely.
Episode.
We're going to share how we do it.
All right. My other big garden goal is succession planning. I've done it a little bit before, and then I've done it like once. I'm like, oh, wow, I get 2 crops of radishes. But that's where the buck stops.
Right.
I want to get better. I want to do better.
Yes.
I want to be better.
Do better,
Do
Caitlyn.
better, do better. So, and I think what's going to help this year is us making each other accountable. And we can hold you accountable too, listeners.
Yes.
This week, you should be sowing your second round of turnips.
Whatever. Right. Whatever it's going to be.
But I want to be better. I want to be intentional. And I think that starts succession planning. Sure, great. But you gotta plan for it too. Because if you don't have the space, I mean, you can't. So I think that's part of the design. I think those kind of tie in together. They do. Pointing at you a lot.
That's okay. I know. She's very serious.
These are our goals.
Watch the video. You're going to see I'm like terrified of my house burning down and getting pointed at. This is already... This is a great partnership. No, I'm kidding. No, I think that the succession planning, if you don't know what we're talking about, because I don't want to assume everybody knows what that means, but it's what Caitlyn just said. You plan for your first initial sowing of seeds or your first crop, and then you have it in your calendar when you're going to sow the next one and the next one and the next one. It's like potatoes for me. I got a fall crop in. I didn't get many, but at least I got a fall crop in. So I want to do it next year. I know someone who crops like 4 times a year on potatoes, and I'm like... Oh my gosh.
#potato goals.
I know. That's real.
Amazing.
I like hoard my potatoes and then they start sprouting because I don't want to eat them because I think I'm trying to save them for like an important dish and then they're like, I can't use them because I hoarded them. I know. It's ridiculous. So anyways, that's a whole other thing. But succession planning is amazing. So I'm excited to grow with you on that too, even though I've done it. Some things I've done it well with, but a lot of things I just have a lot of room for opportunity.
Yeah, we all do.
I know, but that's great. And so
we'll share new year.
We'll share that with you. One of the things we're going to do together is create like a master calendar for our zone, which then you can scale to your zone. So you'll know like, hey, I need to be sowing tomato seeds and peppers right now. And as we build out our website, we'll have more on there to share with you so that you follow along.
Goodies and guides, if you will.
Yeah, goodies and guides. I like that.
That's what we call it.
Last thing, succession planning. You can do it whether you're a brand new gardener or you've been really experienced, but maybe you just haven't had the time or desire to plan. And we kind of help out with that too. So
do it with us.
Do it. Yeah, do it with us.
Do it.
And send in any questions you have. And of course, we would love for you to like and subscribe and all that good stuff so that you can get all these great content tidbits and things. And all right. Okay. Let's wrap this one up and get on to the next one.
All right. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye.
Love what you hear? Follow along and leave us a review to keep us inspired. If you've enjoyed listening, you can also watch us on our YouTube channel at Fostering Blooms. Let's go grow, baby.